Everyone, my name is Putty and welcome back to another Darkside session of the Dunes of Utapau. I'm joined as always by Chris Tuvison and the 2018 July ESI runner-up, the coach of Kill for Cancer himself, Charles Smith. How are you feeling after the final, man? That's the big news of the week.
It was regrettable. The lads did well, but just couldn't do it in overtime. They went back to their poor standards, and it all fell apart.
What did you think of the final, Chris?
It definitely was the end
of an era. Yeah, I think you're right there.
Yeah. The question is, what era?
Yeah, which era, Chris? All of the eras. It's an epoch. It's a turning point. All right. So last episode, you guys kind of fucked with some people. A very highly trained security force. You were trying to sneak into their place. Your stealth wasn't very good, and then you also charged headfirst into their quarters and got gang raped a little bit, so that wasn't good. So, but now you did kill them all under nefarious circumstances, and you've headed down to the lower parts of the compound. But as you're heading down, actually, Cedric, you hear Merkava say, "You're both so blunt, so unharnessed. Is it your reliance on technology, machines, your weapons, your armor? Does it make you feel invincible? Like you can't be creative?"
Maybe. I don't know.
When you ran
Maybe
in
you
there,
grow so used to it.
When you ran in there, you reached out with the Force. Were you trying to frighten them? To scare them?
Yes.
Your technique is an admirable one in principle, but it is unrefined. There is so much more that we can do with the Force to fear people than merely reaching out for their essence. The Force can trick people, can send them into unescapable illusions. As the elevator reaches the bottom, you notice that Merkava's entire face has malformed into what looks like a very realistic version of your demon mask. It looks like that's his actual face.
Cedric takes a step back to start with, then just slowly begins to smile.
The illusion dissipates, and he says, "But there is more to the ancient techniques of fear than merely blunt force. You see, the Force can give us abilities to create more than just blunt illusions. It can reach deep into a person's soul and make them see what they are truly afraid of." And he points you down the hall, and you see towards the end of the hall a figure, a small girl turned away from you in a cloak. The smell of ash fills your nostrils.
I don't move, just standing there staring.
The girl begins to call out for you. "Cedric? Is that you?"
And I just start bolting towards her with as fast as I can.
As you get closer and closer, the smell of ash grows larger and larger until you get there and turn the figure around and see for just a brief second the face of your younger sister, Leah, until the entire figure melts in your hands like water.
On my knees at this point, shaking, turn around to look over my shoulder at Merkava. And just stare.
The Force can create much deeper boundaries of fear than what you have used. When we get some time, perhaps I will teach you what I know.
I nod my head.
And you, he says, and Merkava, you can hear the voice getting louder as he says that. You wield Sith lightning as if it is yet another tool, a weapon. It is not that. It is not a lightsaber to be swung, to be used. It is a manifestation of your emotions, of your passion, of your pain. It is a connection with the target, an ending to things. If you wish to continue using it, to continue calling upon it, you must harness those emotions, not use it merely as a tool in your arsenal. It is not another piece of equipment, another armor piece. It is you. It is a piece of you. It is your darkest side. Both of you. There is more energy within you than you know. There is darkness within you. That darkness is what gives you strength. I have awakened a bit of it now, and you both start to feel dark emotions churning in your stomach. Here is a test. If you can harness this pool, you will gain great restorative powers. But can you do it? Merkava, you are in control of your body, and you both feel this pool of darkness within you.
I look over at Merkava. Just staring at him.
We're here for a reason. Let's get to it.
Do you not try to harness the pool?
Oh, I just thought that I didn't realize we had a choice. Yeah. I mean, I don't really see why not to.
Charles, do you attempt it?
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to and try and bring in the images of Leia and of Anna into it and try and bring the fear of losing them, try and control it, and try and eradicate the fear at the same time.
Okay, so I'll say for you, Charles, you engulf yourself in this fear. You start to explore it, to try and develop it. And you obviously you come to the conclusion that with the power you can overcome your fears. With power you can make sure your fears don't come true. With power you can make sure those fears are just fears. And you definitely harness it. I'll tell you what the effects are after Merkava deals with it. But Merkava, as you reach out for it, you realize that you're going to need to harness some sort of negative emotion in order to access it.
Let's see. What to pick from? Well, you know, I think I'll go with hatred for everything that's happened. Because I'm so sick of having to fight everything at this point that I'm just like, screw it. Anything that gets in my way just suffers oblivion.
So what exactly are you hating?
No, the fact that I have to continue fighting and continue, you know, going against people. I just want to, at this point, take care of the people I care about. And things keep getting in the way.
Like what?
No, like everything that's been going on for this entire time, like us getting separated. Like.
So you hate Cedric for having caused the split?
Well, no, because he's one of the people that I, care about.
Do you hate Kasari for having caused the split?
No. It's not that I hate the people in particular, I just wish they would get over themselves and, you know, work together again.
Does that...
It's a point of frustration. I wouldn't call it hatred.
You sense frustration will not be enough to access this power.
Oh. Well, it's definitely hatred for, you know... probably Jedi in general. You know, their strict teachings and, you know, they being a point of contention within the party.
Anybody in particular?
Anyone in particular? That's a fun question. No one comes to mind immediately. It's just more so their strict moral compass has led to a lot of problems.
Kasari had a strict moral compass.
Yeah, but I was working on that.
But you failed, though.
Yeah, because of the Jedi.
Does that make you angry?
You could say that.
Do you have a bit of hate for Kasari?
It's more of disappointment.
You sense disappointment will not be enough to access this power.
Am I about to get like the classic Fallout 4 hacking lockout? Where I'm almost out of tries.
I mean, kind of. I mean, this is... Yeah.
No, like, I definitely don't hate Kasari. Actually, I'm quite fond of her. You know, I basically, quote-unquote,
you hate a part of her, but wish you could save the other part.
Oh, yeah, definitely that.
Okay, so let's focus in on the hatred.
Okay, I focus on the hate.
Okay, how do you do so? Let's describe, explain.
No, if only she wasn't, you know, so corrupted by the Jedi teachings and was a little more open-minded, then maybe she would still be with us.
What kind of Jedi teachings are dangerous that Kasari has expounded?
No, it's the self-restriction and, you know, stuff like that.
Can you think of Can you think of a specific example where her self-restriction was important?
No, I forget exactly what it is, but like she doesn't wear armor or anything like that. She travels lightly. She restricts herself in order.
Are you a little bit jealous because she can do so much without armor or equipment? Is that jealousy the part that leads to hatred?
Now that you mention it, a little bit.
Okay, I think that's enough. So you both focus in on these emotions. Cedric, engulfed by your desire for power in order to satiate your fears of losing people. Merkava, your jealousy leading to hatred of a certain part of Kasari, while still disappointed that you couldn't save the potential that was there. Both of you begin to well up with this dark side energy. You heal all wounds, all strain, and your stim packs for the day have been reset.
Wow.
Ooh.
But as this happens, Merkava, you begin to feel a presence in the Force reaching out for you. And you hear in your mind, something is coming in the Force. Quickly, protect yourself.
Is it talking in spite of me or to me?
To you. This is the Emperor. You can recognize the voice.
Okay. I guess I'll try to shut out whatever's coming.
What do you do? What do you use?
Well, I don't have anything to use.
I mean, the Emperor did mention a specific word that corresponds to a ability that you have.
Actually, no. I want to see what this is.
You're not going to use Force Protect?
This decision-making process, man.
No, I know. It's just I'm kind of curious at what this is. No, I won't.
Okay. You begin to feel as that energy in the force gets closer and closer and begins to wrap around your neck as the connection is formed. You feel this being of darkness, this anger, this hatred begins to wrap itself around your neck, and you see it. It is there like almost like a dragon of pure dark energy reaching out its talon and wrapping it around your neck. But in the middle of the darkness, in the middle of this dragon, you sense a speck, large, powerful, but right now only a small portion of very powerful light, but surrounded currently by uncontrollable darkness. Gripping you in its neck, the dragon's wings beat, and it begins flying away from you two down the corridor. And you, Merkava and Cedric, you see this, are thrown across the room. You take 10 wounds, and you sense that something is attacking you from a very, very long way away.
What the fuck were Merkava?
You don't soak the wounds, by the way.
I think.
So what sort of a corridor are we in right now, buddy?
It's metal. It's very sterile. It's got lights on the ceiling and the sides. There are a few kind of displays that have information on them, but it's in a language you can't read.
So I'm gonna start running up to Merkava to see
cool
if
hit. He seems to be having a little trouble breathing, but Merkava, it's slowly coming back to you. But otherwise you are fine. You are prone, but you're not hurt. You're not injured, but you did take 10 wounds. The Emperor says, "You fool! Your lack of nimbleness, reactions. They'll get you killed one of these days."
Did I see the form, or was it?
I'd say you felt the presence of darkness, but you weren't able to conceptualize it like Merkava was able to into some sort of form.
What? Merkava, what happened?
Something's attacking me.
Great. Next time, maybe shield yourself or something. I'm sure you're able to do it.
Merkava, why don't you make an average knowledge lore check?
Let's see. Three success.
You, after you've gained your composure and kind of gotten past the point that you've just gotten metric fuck ton of fucked by that ability, kind of start to put some pieces together and think that you've just been attacked with an advanced form of the force power known as bind. But the idea that someone could use it being not in your line of sight, let alone from how far away they might have used it there, is insane to you.
Yeah, that had flavors of the force power bind, Cedric. We need to be careful moving forward.
Well, you need to be, because it's only attacking you, not me.
So far.
I will say, Merkava, when at the end of it, you sensed a feeling of a link being severed. Like, you didn't know it was there, but whatever... Actually, why don't you make a hard discipline check to see how much of this you got?
Double check my discipline. Oh, okay.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your main stat. It's your attack stat for Force Lightning. Ooh. So I'll give you a lot for that triumph. So now that you're beginning to explore your subconscious, begin that force energy, you feel that was a link to some Jedi or maybe Sith that you once knew. You didn't quite realize you had this link, but it was there in the Force. You had some sort of relationship with them, be it comrades or a mentor or something like that. And with that, the link has been severed. Whoever it was that just did that is that person. It is someone that you knew and had a relationship with.
Well, now that that's severed, hopefully they can't do that again.
Who?
Immediately does it again.
Like, do you know who exactly who did it, or?
No, I don't know who did it, but it was someone that I definitely knew. It felt a little personal, you could say.
Well, if you knew them, maybe I knew them. You never know. You did hang out with a load of dodgy people when you were younger.
I mean, obscenely powerful. Sort of. It felt dark, so I don't know who it could have been. But...
There's one. Two, perhaps, that I can think of explicitly.
I don't know, unless the Emperor over here is trying to get us killed. That or one of his constituents has gone rogue.
No.
My constituents have gone rogue. My empire is being led without me.
Yeah, I don't know. Could one of them see me as a potential threat?
Maybe, especially since the news that I'm in your body isn't exactly a secret in that community anymore. But I don't know of anyone that powerful. Maybe Shada. But as far as I know, she's still on side. Maybe one of those new Sith. The bastards Revan trained.
Revan training new Sith Lords?
I suppose it's not direct. He had sort of a curriculum, you could say. I believe Malak continued it after Revan was unfortunately turned to the dark side. I mean light side, whatever you guys call it. I call it the dark side.
He calls the light side the dark side.
Yeah,
kind of funny.
I did encounter this. What did they call themselves? The Jedi Covenant?
Ah, yes. They think they can destroy the Sith by becoming Sith. It is a tale as old as time.
Is it also a song as old as rhyme?
You know, you won't get mouth privileges anymore with that kind of...
That's a good one. But we saw on Malice there they did complete somewhat of a ritual.
Yes, the void.
I meant to ask about that.
There's a problem I've looked to solve also.
What exactly is it?
It is hard to exactly explain. The Jedi know it better than I. There are some scholars on the subject, but I believe they call it a wound in the Force. It is terrifying. Not light, nor dark, nor Force. Nothing. Everything in this universe has Force. But it is just a black hole of nothingness, devouring everything around it. No conscience, no principle, no creed. If Malak thought it would be a weapon, he was naive. But I knew that already. It is not a weapon. It can develop consciousness. I have seen others similar in the past. If it develops consciousness, it becomes terrifying, but at least it can be reasoned with. At least then it has goals, aims, a purpose, a path. Right now it is nothingness, out in wild space, devouring everything it comes across. If it reaches the known galaxy, it will mean the end for the Sith, the Jedi, the Republic, everything. So at least in that regard, Malik will have accomplished his goal. But nothing will remain to celebrate that victory.
So, what do we do then? Do we do
Well,
something
right.
about it directly?
No, it's a wound. Wounds can be healed, I guess. But, I don't know, maybe a wound is a bad analogy then, if it can't be.
I'm afraid I don't know enough about it. I have a theory, but it does not involve you two. My advice is to stay as far away from it as possible and hope it does not come for us.
Oh. We would have had to piss off something. We would have had to done some horrible cosmic evils to, get that after us. Or is it just kind of does what it wants?
It devours when it is hungry. If it runs out of worlds in wild space, it will come for the ones in the core.
And considering we knew it, if it does develop a consciousness, well,
No.
it might come for us.
The
Maybe.
being you knew is almost certainly gone. The state it is in now is completely ambivalent. It knows only hunger, not any past life.
Good.
Oh.
That can be left behind then. Anyway, let's look on here.
Alright. I'm gonna slap a band-aid on with a medicine check real quick.
Sure. Does a medicine check to heal wounds also go up into difficulty on yourself?
I believe so. I believe it's any check.
So it's going to be hard then, I think. Okay, so you take 1 strain but heal 2 wounds.
That's a pretty fair trade.
Okay,
I
snap.
slapped that band-aid on a little too hard.
You click your neck, basically.
Well, we're already going down this way, so let's have a look further down.
Yeah, fate decided the direction we'll take, I guess.
Yep, definitely fate and not something that did that to you. So you see an open room with a bunch of barricades where you'd expect guards to be stationed, but they're currently empty. A few cameras in the corner of the room that seem active, and a few turrets towards these exits that seem inactive. It's both exits. It's the one I just pinged, and then this one I just revealed.
Okay. There's turrets at both, and there's cameras in the corners.
In the corners, yeah.
Do you want to take out the turrets now so they're not a threat later?
No. We need to figure out where those cameras were, or who's operating them, because they're active.
If you boost me up, I could probably hook up a data pad and see what I could do.
Could do. Or we go searching in the other direction.
Wouldn't hurt to peek.
Let's go. So we're gonna back out and move down this way.
Okay. When you begin walking down that corridor, why don't you both make an average vigilance check?
Oh, I didn't roll the difficulty, my bad.
It's okay. Just roll difficulty now.
Ooh, fail. But with 3 advantage.
Chris succeeds, but with 1 threat. So between the two of you, I'll say that. So, Chris, you can kind of see out of the corner of your eye that this seems to be leading into a security room of some sort. And Cedric, with your 3 advantage, you can hear talking. You can't make out what it is, but you can hear loud talking. There are kind of three or four different voices you can make out that are just normal, and then a fifth voice that is incredibly loud and boisterous.
What is the loud one saying?
You have to make a perception check to figure that out.
I'm gonna try and listen in and
You have to be Charles, yeah.
Yeah, see if I can hear. I'm gonna sort of hold my hand up to Merkava and just hold my finger to my lips and go, shh, people.
A daunting perception check. No, it's a listen check.
Do I want to use Destiny? No, I won't.
No,
I don't think. I won't for this one.
Ooh.
Oh, I succeeded!
Triumphantly at that.
Yeah.
So you strain yourself incredibly to hear. You take one strain, and you also hear some things that seem completely unrelated, like, I really need to get the shopping in tonight, and stuff like that. And oh, my mom fell down the stairs last night. I hope she's okay. No, I didn't take her to the hospital. But you do make out what the large one is, the louder, boisterous voice is saying very, very clearly. He says, well, our assignment here is almost over, and then I can go back to my duties. I'm really hoping that the Tinman shows up, though. I've heard some really good things about him, and I need to test out these new natural augments. Anyway. Hey, wait, did you just see something on the cameras? Yeah, forget about it.
They're apparently...
I'm not here to get it anyway, anyway.
They're talking about some kind of Tinman. And apparently they're waiting for him. I think they nearly spotted me on the cameras, but they're leaving it alone. But they're definitely talking about some, I do these huge air quotes, natural augments. I think we should go over there. What do you think, Merkava?
I think, yeah, that's probably the best course of action.
Should we, like, sneak up so we're not, like... we got a lot of information already. Is this the end of the corridor here, Puddy, and it doesn't go any further?
It doesn't go any further.
No, you could always punch your way through to see if anything's further.
I look over at him and say, do you really take me for being that stupid?
I take you for being that strong.
After you talk for a little while, you see two guards begin to make what seems like a patrol as they walk out. They haven't noticed you yet.
Oh.
Do we look? Yep, I'm going here.
They walk to the edge of the corridor with their backs turned to check this place, and there's some time that they're not doing anything. Well, they're checking the place, but you know there's some time where
I peek back. Go. Merkava, here now, quick, shh, quick, here, go.
What?
And I just start trying to sneak into the room.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right.
But
Merkava, are you staying back?
You don't want me to try to sneak.
I was gonna also activate enhance to up my agility by 1.
Sounds good, but in the time that you've been doing that, though, since that's an action, the guards have stopped fiddling with the displays and are beginning to walk down the corridor.
I quickly jump back.
Okay, you can hear the footsteps. They are coming down the corridor. Oops, they're coming down the corridor.
Do we slice at them? Or just hide here? Merkava, they're gonna turn you away, man.
You know
Slice
what?
at them.
Yeah, slice at them.
I prepare my lightsaber to go. And just as the people are about to turn, I'm gonna jump in front of both of them. So
Okay.
about where they are there.
I'm not gonna bother making doing a full combat encounter for this. Why don't you just roll a hard lightsaber check?
Does this count as this is engaged with multiple
sure.
people? Where when the bot wants to. There we go.
Good.
Okay. So you basically Sarlacc sweep and essentially are able to very quickly and neatly and relatively quietly kill them, and you can probably within this action drag them somewhere if you wanted to.
Yeah, I was gonna drag them to the elevator.
And just put them in there.
Do we want to put them in there and take them up so they're gonna be out the way, or do we just put them in there? And is the elevator? What are the elevator doors like? Are they metal doors? Are they glass doors?
Metal.
Metal. We could just open the elevator, throw them in there, and then close the elevator doors. Or let the elevator doors close. Because then they'll be hidden or on an upper floor. What do you think, Merkava?
Let's just throw them in the elevator.
Yeah, so I'm going to chuck them in the elevator.
Okay. You
Quietly chuck them.
You throw them in as part of the end of your combat action, basically, and you press the button, and they seem to be heading up to the top floor.
Okay, but now we don't have that trick again.
You do notice, both of you, I'd say, two guards come out confused and looking around.
They might notice that.
Whoop.
Hide!
And then they head back in.
Oh, okay.
They might have heard us.
No, it must have been nothing.
You hear very loud shouting, by the way. You can't make it out, but you can hear the mumbling.
Shall we investigate this? Because the other way is past cameras, which these guys can see, so we might as well go this way.
Yeah.
And see who is actually speaking here.
Yeah, let's quietly.
Yeah. I'll lead ahead.
So Zedder, with your triumph earlier, say from here you can definitely make out the loud voice. And he's saying, "More good men dead? Man, our instructions are just to leave them alone, but if they're going to keep killing my men, I might have to bring out the big guns." You hear a very loud knuckle crack.
Oh. The instructions are to leave them alone. That'd be us, so I bet we could just walk through.
Yeah, I'm just going to stand out there just with my arms crossed. Just standing openly, just center the doorway, just staring at them.
1 second. I will reveal the whole room to you. No stealth rolls.
No stealth. Oh no, he's already cracking his knuckles.
You heard it, man. 1 second. You see, as you turn the corner, a very, very large human man in a very large version of the armor that you've been seeing the other guys wearing. However, arms aren't armored. His arms are left open and wide for everyone to see, and he has like this green tint on his arms. They look unhumanly large. The strongest, most muscly arms you have ever seen in your life, and at the peak, shiny black gauntlets. And he looks at you and says, "Ha! Well, if it ain't the Tinman."
Oh no, Nanomachines, son.
I look at him and go, yeah. Well, this Tinman ain't gonna be bent in half. Gonna be you, man.
You really wanna go, son?
Kinda. Arm wrestling. Let's go.
Ha! Alright. I can get on board with that. And he like does the swipe as he knocks a bunch of stuff off his desk and points it between you two.
And I go straight there, ready for the arm wrestle.
Alright, we're gonna roll a competitive athletics check.
I'm gonna use enhance. My enhance roll. What's his difficulty?
So, yeah, the difficulty. Actually, it'll be no, it'll be competitive, not opposed. So you just roll the simple.
Okay. And I'm gonna use all. Actually, no. Oh, that's right side. Oh no. Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Just flip the die. It's worth it.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip the die. It's. So we're gonna flip it. How much strain do I want to take?
All of it.
No, then I'm up to half my strain threshold.
Do it.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Use all of it to give me 6 success, 8 advantage.
Ooh.
Oh!
You just inch his hand down onto the desk, like crushing the desk. The desk gets crushed by the pure strength of you two. You can feel his arm feels stronger than any augment you've ever felt. But it's just skin. It's green. It seems almost mutated, but it's just skin. As it goes crashing down, the desk flies into a million parts. The 2 security officers just run to the back of the room looking scared, and he looks a little angry for a second, and then he has a little smirk, and he looks at you and says, "Ha, not bad, but I bet you wouldn't last long in a fight."
Depends.
This isn't the time or the place. But one of these days, I'll get a piece of the legendary cyborg Sith Lords. Because I'm telling you, your augments might look shiny, but it's always better to go all natural.
Well, yours do seem very nice. Very, very nice. I've not had that much of a challenge in an arm wrestling contest literally ever. So, I applaud you, good sir. Yeah, and I look around the corner like, Merkava, you missed the arm wrestling contest. What the hell?
You saw pieces of desks flying. Yeah.
Like, seriously, dude, come on, it's fine.
It looks like a grenade went off.
Merkava, as you turn the corner, you see this monster of a man.
Jesus Christ. Dude, does it look like he skipped leg day?
No.
Oh god.
They're muscly as fuck. You also notice that just slightly poking out of his police armor is a tie, but he straightens after the arm wrestle.
Well, good sir. I heard there was some augments around here.
Yeah, they're downstairs. The scientists won't let you go as easily as we will, though. They don't work for Zurka. And then he kind of trips a little bit. A key card falls out of his pocket and across the room towards you guys.
I pick it up and go, "Thanks very much, man."
He offers his hand for a handshake.
I grip it tight.
He grips you in closely and he says, "Just remember one thing, son. At the end of the day, I fight for the Republic. I'm a senator after all."
Fair enough. What's your name again? Just to take it.
Shalzar Armstrong.
Oh my god, it is actually him.
What was that first name? Shalzar.
Shalzar.
Well, if we ever need another Armstrong again, you'll be the first I'll come to.
Oh, I think you'll be seeing some more of me.
I hope so, good sir. and I sort of give a little flurry bow, still with this smile plastered across my face. Bow, and then go, "I'll see you later, good sir."
He nods at you and then sits down in a lavishly large chair with some, like, dumbbells sitting next to it.
And then I leave, like, skipping down the corridor. And then turn back and say, "Come on, Merkava!"
Cedric, this is the happiest I've seen you in a long time.
I've never been challenged in an arm wrestling contest before. Don't be like really easy, man. Even against that Tarask once.
Well, I mean, I suppose if you wanted to arm wrestle me, all you'd have to do is ask. But I think you know how that would go.
I sort of stop, look at him, and go, "Yeah, we're not doing that. I might crush you."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Thought I'd offer anyway, since you seem to enjoy it so much.
Let's go skipping down this way then.
Yep, you head back with no real problems. I'll say that actually, as you kind of explore the room a little bit more, feeling a little bit more confident in it, you can see a little further down the corridors. So you see a little further down that one. You see a little further down that one.
Can we tell what this pink thing is?
You can tell there's a thing over there. You probably have to get.
Yeah. Let's have a look what
Get
it
a
is.
little closer.
You can go all the way to it.
Yep.
Okay.
Might as well.
So you notice it's a pretty large display terminal, and here you can actually see the red thing is a red kind of barrier that's from ceiling to floor.
Merkava, have you
Cedric,
seen one of these before?
Use headbutt. No,
Is it like it's see-throughable?
Yeah, you can see through it. It's transparent.
I look at Merkava and say, well, there's two types of see-through objects, Merkava. The ones that I can headbutt through, and the ones that destroy my head when I headbutt them. Like, the way this facility has been laid out so far, I have a feeling it's the latter. So how about you do your mojo on there to see if this opens up this?
If only there was a terminal around.
I mean,
If only... Cedric, headbutt it. No, I'll look
What,
at
the terminal?
Yeah.
using... Actually,
I'm
yeah,
going to be leaning on a wall while he does this.
The terminal isn't a language you don't understand. However, you think with an easy computer's check, you could make your way to an options menu to switch that around.
Oh, now the options menu.
to start with. Alright, you switch it to...
Jesus Christ.
You switch it to Galactic Basic, and in fact, with that advantage, you switch it to a specific Jedi dialect of Basic that makes you feel right at home. You recover 4 strength.
Toasty.
In fact, actually, how much strain did you have?
1.
Okay, you recover 1 strain, but Cedric, reading this very Jedi dialect, you also feel soothed and recover 3 strain.
I look at it and go, man, remember the days when we used to speak like this? Oh wait, we still do. Kinda.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Looking at this terminal, what is it?
Okay, so it is a security terminal that has some security features, and you're going to need to break down some security to get into those security features.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna start tip-tapping away. Hackerman, activate.
It is going to be a hard difficulty computer check.
Oof.
You can't get him. You haven't fucked up the PC at all, though. Just failed to get him.
Let's try some percussive maintenance. Cedric, headbutt it.
Dude, the last time I headbutted a computer, I got really told off. And apparently they had to replace the computer.
Huh. Well, you know, we should probably not try to damage this place too much. That Armstrong guy looks like he could strangle me by just gesturing.
Probably. Let's go the other way and see if we can see stuff down that way.
Let's test our other options first. Woo!
Yeah, so we'll go towards this one. Turret's not firing at us.
Oh, you don't go on the computer?
No, we're gonna see what else we can do first.
Okay. Yeah, you head down here, and you find an elevator.
Can I tell if it goes up or down?
I'll say no.
Like, not even the buttons inside?
No, it just has two buttons, one of which you're at. The other one is to the side.
This is a sideways elevator.
I didn't know we were in Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
And you'll see a
world of pure
inebriation.
Oh, God!
Alright, so I'm thinking let's get back to that terminal. This appears to be a dead end.
Well, if we get through the terminal, then we can always come back here.
Alright, so do you headbutt the terminal?
Yep.
I'm gonna crouch down and try and headbutt it. I asked Merkava actually first. Merkava, where is the best place for me to headbutt this thing? So I don't damage the whole thing and probably make it work.
Okay, probably the bottom left side of the frame. It shakes it up just enough, and you probably won't hit anything vital that way. So just lie down on the floor and propulse yourself towards it.
Or this way. So, yeah, so I'm gonna, headbutt the bottom left corner of it to try and knock it without doing too much damage.
You steady yourself and you give it a right old headbutt, and it shakes it up a bit, and Merkava, you think it's reduced the difficulty by 1.
It's not automatically done it. Try it now, Merkava. Do your hacky thing.
Alright. Hey.
You successfully bypassed the security measures, and with that 3 advantage, you'll gain a boost on any other hacks on this system. On this network, sorry. And there are 3 things on this terminal. There is a power control module, an orders manifest, and a local notes.
Let's check out those local notes.
Okay. These are the notes from whoever was using this terminal.
Okay. Seems weird for a hallway terminal. But hey, who am I to judge?
There you go, Chris. Reader Master.
Okay. It seems the scientists down on the lower floor are doing research down there. You know, that's what scientists do. They have beds and everything, plus some plus some of the shipments we've got in. God damn it! Plus some of the shipments we've got in look like far from finished products. It's not that I have a problem with whatever it is Zurka is doing down there. But the boys better be ready for a little more interest in the lab, if the experiments are particularly juicy. Not like anyone would come all this way out to Cypher.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep.
To try and stop this shit. But that's the reason they hired us. Well, I think we tried to stop this shit, didn't we, Cedric?
We're not trying to stop it. We're trying to get stuff. So,
yeah.
Well, at least we now know what planet we're on. 2nd episode in, finally realised what planet we're on.
Alright. And besides the power module, there was one other thing.
Yeah, there's something called an orders manifest.
Yeah, okay.
I'll read this one. So it's from Shelzar Anderson to Shelzar Armstrong, and copied in are the group Czerka Lab 69 staff. Subject is orders. All right, listen up, maggots. This is your friendly neighborhood badass Shelzar freaking Armstrong here with your orders for staff in this site. We've been instructed to install full security on the upper levels of this facility and make sure nobody is allowed into this little bunker we got ourselves. Czerka are going to ship in truckloads of medical supplies, mainly nanomachines, son. I mean, we're mainly looking at some mechanical augmentations here, but we're also got some shipments of chemicals and the like in. I want to send a few of the scientists onto the lower floor to look after the stuff. Not exactly sure why. It's not our job to ask questions, man. It's our job to look like badasses and install the most kick-ass security in the galaxy. And I'm going to put you all through your gosh darn paces until I achieve that goal. So no slacking. We're here for a full 2-year contract, so this is the best work we've gotten since the end of the war. We do well, Zurka, one of the biggest rising stars in the Republic ecosystem right now. So there's a lot of pressure on our shoulders. Don't fuck up, Armstrong.
That's amazing.
Nanomachines, son. God damn it, buddy. I love it. Well, these guys are a private military group, and it seems they were hired here to set up security. Huh. Well, that's regrettable. For them, at least. Alright, I'll knock out the power.
Well, there are 3 options. There's full power, emergency power, and complete power off.
Oh.
Do emergency power, see if that works.
Yeah, let's just do emergency power.
Okay, 1 second.
Oh, shoot. When I do that, I'm gonna stand right here just in case turrets.
Okay, so you shut down from full power to emergency power, and the barrier does indeed turn off.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing else seems to turn off. The lights on the ceiling turn off, but the ones on the walls stay on. So it's a little dimmer, but it's still lit up.
Okay,
Alright.
let's head through then.
You head through, and there is another terminal here, and on the other side there is an elevator.
Can I tell if this elevator goes up or down?
It looks almost identical to the one you found on the other side.
Dude, I think this elevator goes to the
Wait, do
same
they
place
go
as
to each other?
Can't figure that out either.
Oh my god.
Alright. Is this terminal any different, or is it just a mirror?
It's different, yeah.
Okay, I will try to get into this one.
Okay, this one is going to be average. It's personal security, and you have the boost. Well, you're going to upgrade all checks on this network from now on instead of boosting, as you've
Awesome.
intimately learned the patterns. So here,
I jammed my thumb, though.
you have access to all the cameras from here. And you also get, there's a storage manifest and an intranet correspondence.
Oh. Let's look at the internet correspondence.
Intranet.
Intranet.
Those are 2 very different things. Off you go,
Charles,
mate.
you should read this
Yep.
one.
Dude, we know what happens when I read.
Why don't I read the first one and you read the reply, Merkava?
Okay.
Got a fancy, so this is from staff 08130 to staff 08459. Armstrong is copied in, and the subject is Fancy Doc. Got a VIP coming into the bunker on the weekend. Apparently a short stay, but we need to meet him just outside the capital and escort him here. We have the personnel for it, but the orders from above are we need to do this under cover of night. It's raining all the fucking time in this hellhole anyway, so we'll have plenty of time to get this guy escorted, but we need some cover. Apparently we're under strict orders to make sure he doesn't get wet. Weird ass circus scientists. Been a while since they sent someone down there, so I got a feeling this guy's pretty big cheese. He's coming in on his own rather than with a group of 2, which is an oddity in itself. We do some digging on this guy. His name is Johnny Velvet.
Velvet. Reply. Open bracket 08-06-32503. TYA, close bracket, colon.
You would recognize that as a date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dipshit. It's clearly one of the books from the Masters in the Shadows they're always talking about. That's great. One of these days, they're going to let that mask slip, and I'm going to have the ammo I need to bring this shit to Coruscant. Whatever they've been doing in the basement is escalating, and they need someone with some actual knowledge down there to help, would be my guess. There's been an ungodly smell coming from down there lately, so I'm assuming they're close to a medical breakthrough. Because, you know, smell is bad. Medicine smells bad. So long as we get paid. I get to wear my sweet-ass gear smuggled from Mandalorian space, and I get to work out in these awesome conditions for a few more weeks. I don't mind. Johnny Velvet is a pseudonym, by the way. Real name on the guy is unknown, but he's been doing chemistry for Zurka for years. I hear up the grape... Isn't it through the grapevine?
I think both sayings are a thing.
Okay. I hear up the grapevine. Real maverick, dickhead. We'll know soon enough. Armstrong.
Okay. So... Masters of Shadows.
That's probably our group.
Well,
it wouldn't surprise me if we encountered one of the big bads down there, like the Sithy boys.
You said that very nonchalantly.
Zinzalin, perhaps?
Yeah, I was thinking Zinzalin.
Do you want to ask Emperor Dude?
Ring. Yo, Emperor.
Hello,
was
you called. I was in the bathtub.
Which
Was
part of his
Zinzalin-
brain is the bathtub?
Was Zinzalin ever on Cypher?
Not during the war. And after the war, my contact with the Triad has been murky. So, maybe. I wouldn't know. I'm still a little suspicious about Shada. In fact, I think the Triad will be your next target when you get off this hellhole. I'm sending you to Corellia next.
Corellia, huh?
There's a ship leaving from the capital tonight that heads there. You should be able to get on it.
Good.
Yep. Alrighty. So.
It's a cruise ship, though, and I hear there's a Mandalorian general on board. It'll be an interesting one.
Nice.
Looks like we missed a spot, Cedric.
Yeah, maybe.
So.
Well, mate. So, what?
Was there anything
What did
else on
the Emperor
terminal?
say?
Yeah, there was a storage manifest.
I'll tell Cedric what the Emperor told me, being that we're probably going after
You can both hear the Emperor's voice when he talks.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Thank God. That makes life so much easier. Okay, storage manifest.
Load of
Wow.
prosthetic limbs. 2 combat limb package. I like the sound of that. Load of
200
cultists.
spider droids.
25 stim packs could be quite used to nab. Loads of Bacta. Redacted. 400 litres of something redacted. That's interesting.
Cortosis power fists.
That might have been what Strong Arm was using on his fists.
I don't know.
Well, he
Yeah,
had
but
2
he does
big
have a
black
spacesuit.
gloves. So, to me, that's what you call power fists.
Yeah.
And he had all those training weights. So at the end, it seemed pretty good.
Yeah, this is not all necessarily what's down there. This is what's in the facility, basically.
This is what they brought in.
Yeah, you can
So-
you can definitely ascertain that this was one delivery at a certain time. Probably the most
Jesus.
recent one.
That is a lot of
800 Bacta
limbs.
barrels. Yeah, these guys are pulling big
It's
stuff.
not 800 barrels of Bacta, it's 800 liters of Bacta. There's probably like a few hundred barrels, but it's not 800.
Oh, okay, because I'm like 800.
Or is it
barrels.
all in 1 litre barrels?
No, wait, it's 8,001.
God. But I'm interested to see what that redacted is. Because that's a lot.
Could be
That's a lot
Kolto.
of liquor. Could be
Why would they
Kolto, but
redact
why
Kolto?
would they redact Kolto? They've got
I don't know,
Kolto
maybe-
stims there. Like, that's
Yeah,
clearly some juice, man. Like, some real juice.
some Jesus juice. Let's go.
Either
see
some
what it
Jesus
is.
juice, or potentially some,
It's just the disease again.
yeah, it could be a load of spores. It could be, some,
Listen,
yeah.
if it's a load of spores, we're grabbing Armstrong, going down to a pub, then burning this place to the ground.
It could be orchid juice.
Yeah, that or it could be nanomachines.
Let me have a look a sec.
Oh my, is it 400 liters of nanomachines?
Son.
Here's the thing. The way Puddy put the information in, you have there's seeds and grams of stuff. So, like, I doubt it would be it. But it might be something else.
Could be. I still think it's nanomachines. So,
Yeah, well,
let's hit that elevator button.
I don't think it's going to work because we've got emergency power on.
I pressed the button.
It seems to have a keycard scanner.
Oh, I scan the keycard.
The elevator opens, and you're allowed in.
I walk in. Go on,
Click the
Merkava.
button, press the one that's unlit, I assume, and you begin to descend downwards. And as you do so, I'm going to go piss. And if you want to do the same, I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes.
I'm getting excited. I can't believe we literally just saw Senator Armstrong.
The Vance is back. If you guys are.
I never left.
Merkava. I am 2 XP of getting of getting 25 in athletics, allowing me to get my 25th point in athletics for free, basically.
My god.
I need to do one more athletics check. Aha.
Oh, my mic is muted. I've been back for a bit.
Oh god, funny.
Oh,
What were you
Whoops.
laughing at, Chris?
no.
Are we supposed to
I
see the
pulled open-
second room?
Yeah.
I pulled
Yeah.
open Imgur while you guys were gone, and immediately I find a little bit of gold. But you guys,
The reason why it's
Okay.
revealed, Charles, you can tell that's where the other
Okay.
elevator went.
Cool. That makes sense. So similar sort of setup here. Room
Yeah, I mean,
wise.
the corridors look very similar, yeah.
I look up and down the corridor. Nobody
Uh,
about.
No, well, nobody in the area that's revealed.
Okay. I'm gonna tuck up this way. See if there's anything this way.
Oh, no, it's very clearly a dead end.
Clearly a dead end. We'll go,
Cedric, headbutt it.
we'll go this way then.
So you reach here, and you can hear two distinct things. To the north, you hear murmuring, and to the south, you hear groaning.
I put my my finger on my lips and go, shh. I gotta peek my head out and look north. You peek your head
I'm
out
gonna take
and
a
look
step
south.
back.
Oh, I thought we were gonna like peek our heads out at the same time, looking in other directions.
No, you're gonna make me look at the groany stuff. That's no.
Okay,
gross.
I'll look at the groany stuff. You look at the murmuring stuff.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Peek our
Both
heads
of
out.
you make easy perception checks.
What do I have in perception? Oh, okay. Thank God. Thought this is one of the ones I missed.
So Merkava,
We
you
good.
can see that the corridor is quite long. It goes on for quite a while, and there is definitely something all the way north, but it also forks at a certain point. Cedric, you can see that there is a room down there. The floor seems a little dirty, but from what you can see from this angle, you can't see anything in there. There might be something in there if you were to explore further.
I pull my head back and look at Merkava. Merkava. Like, pull your head back,
What?
dude. Like, that's the idea. You
Oh.
poke your head in and then you pull back. Like, and then we
Oh.
talk about which way we're gonna go now.
Oh, okay.
So, there's a room that way. It's like a short corridor, then a room with dirt on the floor. And groaning. I kind of want to go this way to see where it ends up.
That sounds
What's your
like
way?
the plant monsters.
It could
Didn't
be,
groan.
but it didn't groan. So how about this? We have a quick look down this way. Well, actually, what's your direction? What was yours like?
Well, it forks, but there's definitely murmuring coming from, like, around the corner.
No, the murmuring's coming from north.
Oh.
Murmuring from the top.
Way up there.
Well, how about this?
Yeah.
Look, mine looks like a dead end. So how about we investigate the dead end and then turn back up to go? Just in case we don't get pounced from behind.
Okay. That's probably a good idea.
Okay, so I'm going to step out into the corridor
Yep.
and then
I'm
start
gonna
heading south.
Sticking right behind.
Okay, so you eventually walk your way into the bottom room. 1 second, I will sort that bottom room out for you guys so it's all nice and cozy. Just because I'm such a good guy, I'm always about the coziness. You see in the room a bunch of medium tech, I would say. They're not like metal or anything, but they're also not really high tech cages that are holding these creatures. When you look at them, they look somewhat human and somewhat sci-fi, you know, the insect creatures that were looking after you.
Mm.
But Their skin is mutated green. They look to have shriveled in some areas, and one portion of their body, for some it's their arms, their shoulders, for some it's their legs or their chest, the muscles seem to have expanded so large that it's almost engulfing their very body, and they are groaning at you. The cages are locked.
Oh, that's nice. Let's get out of here.
They're green, man. I look at Merkava.
Some of them are dead, by the way, in the cages. Others are asleep, and others are just murmuring incomprehensible words.
What do you think they've been doing here?
There are buttons next to the cages, too.
I think they've been injecting them with nanomachines. Now, obviously they've been doing experimentation on these poor things.
Hmm. Seems like this is what they're... Armstrong had greeny arms, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think this was the demo, and he is the final product.
Let's see if we can find that final product. Well, I am a tin man, so I don't know if it will help that much.
You could get a wicked six-pack.
I already have a wicked six-pack, and I just pull up my armor, pull up the like fancy robe, so we can just see my six-pack.
It's a pretty big six-pack, yeah.
It's more of an 8-pack.
Because Merkava's kind of flabby.
I drop it, and then let's start going up then.
Yeah, let's leave them be for now. Okay. Although I bet we could use them to, let's say, cause a diversion if necessary.
You see some wiring around the cages, whereas there are buttons next to them to open them, but you think you could fuck with the wiring a little bit too.
No, let's go up for now. If we need them, we'll come back.
We could just sit in the elevator and wait for people to try to escape.
So I'm gonna try just poke my head around this corner.
Yeah, no problem. No, as far as you get here, you can actually see a lot of the room above. One second, let me just reveal a little bit of it. So you can probably see in about here. You can see that there are terminals and a few operating tables in which scientists are working away, Safari ones, and you can definitely spot a few security guards in the room. You also see like an observation window where they seem to be injecting a really big animal. You don't recognize it, but they seem to be injecting it with something.
Uh-oh.
They seem busily typing away on those terminals, though.
Oh.
Let's sneak this way then. Quickly.
Yep.
This way, you notice that there is a one of those barriers from upstairs, but it's deactivated.
Sneak through. Quick.
And as you get further, you see a large vault door, a further corridor, and a downwards corridor.
I'm gonna have a look at the vault door. Does it have any?
Looks like it's our jackpot.
It has a key card reader, but no terminal, and it's a very heavy-duty door.
I'm gonna look at the key card and just put the key card out, see if it works.
Which key card?
The key card Armstrong game. Oh no, the original. The key
original
card
from
Trader McCopcolly.
Yes.
The door opens into a large vault-like room. And by vault-like room, I mean vault.
So what's in here?
So there are a few things. Let's see if So obviously there are. You can find a few of the leftover stims, a few of the barrels of Colto, a few of the barrels of Bacta. There are 3 empty Bacta tanks still in here. There's a weird substance that isn't labeled. There are 200 spider droids that seem to be going to absolutely no use. There are 2 training weights on the floor. and then you can see a combat. You can see a bunch of prosthetics, and you see there are probably 3 sets of augments that catch your eye, Cedric. And that would be, there is a combat limb package. There's a combat arm package and a prototype leg package, and there is also a hacking hub. It's a neural enhancement that you put in your brain that helps you interface with computers easier.
I could be hacker man. Is
I
there a
look
single right leg?
Yeah, there are a bunch of prosthetics. They're not.
Oh, okay.
Do you not have a right leg?
Well, I have a fake one, but
Fair enough. So I look at the combat limbs and combat arms and have a look at them.
So, here we go. So I'll just. Boop. Here we go. The arms are the Zurka prototype Metaton arms.
Ooh, that's interesting.
it makes your arms strong.
And here is the Czerka prototype marathon legs. And here is the Zurka basic slicing deck.
Ooh, they're very interesting.
Ooh. I think the slicing deck is where it's at.
Puddy, one thing. With that athletics, is that capped at 5?
No, with the augments you can go to 6.
Okay.
As long as it's the augment getting you to 6. You can't go to 5 and then take another rank.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's my usual caveat
Yes.
with that one.
Yeah. Okay, that's real interesting.
So what happens if you're prone and you take an attack? Do you double prone and you fold into the 4th dimension?
No, obviously your legs are not needed to take shock when you're prone. Just in case that wasn't a meme.
Yeah.
You get hit with 7 attacks, you have to spend 7 maneuvers standing up.
That's very interesting. Like the arms, I'm definitely gonna take because
without them being equipped, and I'm assuming you're not going to do the operations here. Without them being on you, each of the arms weighs 2 encumbrance, each of the legs weighs 2 encumbrance. The slicing deck doesn't weigh any encumbrance.
Okay. That
I'll
makes
pocket
sense.
the slicing deck for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pocket the arms and legs.
I don't think you can pocket them.
No.
You can put them in some sort of storage device you have.
Like a backpack.
Backpack, yeah.
And on my utility belt, because the
You have a
backpack.
leg on it, yep.
Yep. Well, no, I put
Go.
they all weigh 2 encumbrance each. So 2.
Yeah, so it'd be a total of 8 encumbrance.
8
for all
encumbrance.
of it.
So I'll put the arms in the backpack and the legs on my belt because the backpack can only hold 4 encumbrance. But I might have to. What's the penalties for going over encumbrance again?
It is 1 setback per over encumbrance go. To agility and athletics, or any agility and brawn rolls, I think, or something like that, or athletics and coordination. And then once you go above your brawn plus encumbrance, it starts to get a lot worse.
Yeah, I'll be going 3 over, which is pretty nasty.
Wait, 3 over your encumbrance or 3 over your encumbrance plus brawn?
3 over my encumbrance.
I think that might be just okay. I think you've got an overflow of your brawn, but let me just go check. We almost had a grip on this. We literally, like, in one of the light side campaigns recently, we were like, we now understand encumbrance entirely. And then come to this campaign, this session, and I'm like, I do not understand encumbrance at all. I just need to print out a separate cheat sheet for encumbrance.
Yeah.
It comes up so often. I have a cheat sheet for everything else, and you'd think encumbrance would be on it.
Nope.
It's unfortunately not. Over ink. Fill the search. Nope. Income. There's 86 results. Ah, here it is. Oh, yeah, okay, so you would suffer 3 setback to any agility and brawn checks.
Okay.
And if you go over your brawn, you can't have a free maneuver anymore.
Oh yeah,
That's what it is.
that makes sense. To hell with it. Why not? I could just about do it.
You do have those 3 setback, but otherwise you are chill. You guys just writing down the...
Yep, just
Yeah.
putting them in.
So the idea behind the arms, you can definitely tell. The Marathon legs are just simply really lightweight alloy legs that don't really they don't have a lot of skin on them, in fact. They're just designed to absorb shock when you're going down on them, but not absorb shock on your body and stay planted.
Yeah.
And the arms, though, are very interesting. They have a bit of skin on them, but you can tell that, like, some of the augments definitely pop out, because the idea is that there are some boosters and thrusters that whenever you attack with them, it's mainly made for punching, you can tell, but it'd work with the lightsaber, that the boosters would activate almost like rockets on your arm to make the swing harder. However, it makes it a little hard to control.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm gonna also look around for those stim packs.
All right, when you make it's very messy in here, and the floor is covered with goop. When you make a hard perception check to see what you can find.
That's an interesting check.
That's a very interesting roll. You don't find any stim packs, but you do find a. You can't make the check, Merkava. You do find a filled Bacta tank that is prepared and ready to go, that you could maybe carry if you had the encumbrance for it. Let me just check what the encumbrance was.
I think it's 10.
It's something very big. Does it have wheels so I can push it along?
No.
That would be great. Merkava, can you take it?
Yeah, just let me just vomit and explode, and yeah.
I'll take that as a yes, right?
No, no, no.
It's actually 12.
12. Yeah, I can't carry that. Oh well. Unless we get someone to do it for us. But let's explore first, because I'm interested to see about these Masters of Shadows, to see if they really are our guys or not. Because to me, it doesn't sound something like Zinzalin would do, but then I don't know Zinzalin that well. So
Yeah, also, we should go bother the scientists.
You only saw Zinzalin at the Christmas party.
Yeah,
There's
We
a
did-
Christmas party.
It was a Sith Christmas party. It was a big thing. Cherry was there. It got awkward anyway. Um, which way do you head out of the vault? Do you head into the explored areas or into the unexplored areas?
shall we go straight on from here, straight south? Merkava.
I think we should double back and mess with the scientists first.
Why do you want to mess with scientists?
Because maybe they have extra goodies.
They could do, which is a very fair point. Sure, why not?
And those terminals may have knowledge
Hmm.
on what that liquid is, and that's sort of burning me up right now.
Oh, you did say something about maybe causing a distraction. If you were to do that, maybe you could get access to that room without any trouble.
Murky, I have a
okay.
plan. Make that distraction, boys.
Okay, so I'm
And I gotta hide in the vault, or not in the vault, but hide right there.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I guess that'll work. So I'm going to try to rig up all the buttons together, sort of, and then connect them to a data pad that I can just access remotely and trigger.
Why don't you make a average mechanics check?
Nice.
So you do rig them all up together and perfectly and in sync. And originally you were thinking, datapad probably won't be enough for this. Can't really remotely connect to the network, but I can link it to a terminal I hacked upstairs. And then you realize there's actually a back door into the network. That means that basically you now know the passwords to all the terminals on this floor, and you were easily able to rig it up to that datapad. Didn't need the terminal. Datapad's fine.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wow, that's useful. Well done, Merkava.
well, I'm hacker god at this point. That's like my third triumph with just hacking.
To be fair, we've got like a lot of triumphs today,
Yeah.
but
But I
it
guess
has-
it's cosmic karma for what happened to us last time.
maybe.
we
But
just
don't
couldn't
don't
roll
say
in
that
this
right now. Don't say that right
All
now.
right. So I'll go back up to Cedric and say, "All right, they're all ready to be opened whenever you want."
Okay. Do it then.
All right, click.
You hear a down the hallway, some more groaning, and eventually you start to see as everyone in this room, except for one scientist goes with them, and all of the security guards start hurriedly running down the corridor.
Okay. Let's go. So I'm gonna go straight into this room.
What do we see?
The scientist
Magic uncovery, man.
One sec, I'll uncover it for you. But you do see the scientist turn around shocked, and then he looks at like the weapons on your hip and your general motif, and he says, "Another Sith? We just got rid of our last one."
Oh well.
We're
Well-
not really here to cause too much trouble.
No, we
Mhm.
we just want to have a look at these terminals, so if you don't mind.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Shoving.
gonna already be on this one.
Very well. Okay, so you can access them easily because you've got all the passwords now. And
I'm just gonna copy everything on. I'll toss Cedric a data pad, and I'll copy everything from this terminal in terms of information onto it, so we can read it later. Because
Okay,
I don't
you-
want to be here for long.
Okay, you do that with everything on those two terminals.
All right.
Cool.
All right. You ready to go, Cedric?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
All right. Have a nice day, Mr. Scientist. Thank you for your science.
Yes, yes. You hear blaster fire coming from down the corridor,
Good work.
and the screaming cries of muscle mutants.
Even better.
Yeah, they really shouldn't exist.
Before,
Let's see.
before you read, do you head anywhere?
Yeah, let's I'm gonna hang out like right here. So
Yes.
you want to crack those data pads real quick and see what's on those terminals?
Sure.
Okay, so the one on Cedric's was just normal data research. They were just called research notes, and then the one on Merkava, your terminal, was research notes that specifically belonged to a Johnny Velvet.
Nice.
Let's look at mine first, see what they were working with before Mr. Velvet came along.
Yeah.
I will. I'll read this one, and you can read the Johnny Velvet one. Oh, my message is too long.
Is
Oh,
it
Jesus
more than
Christ.
2,000 characters?
Yeah. So I'll paste the other paragraphs. Yeah. All right. We have tested the substance on the living test subjects, and unfortunately, it's not as the effects that we desired. No healing properties can be found on the Safari subjects at all, even over long periods of exposure of various different volumes. We brought in some live test subjects from Corellia recently too, and they saw similar results to the natives. However, they do seem to be some interesting effects when the dosage is high enough and the subject are only exposed for a limited period of time. The substance seems to have a very rapid mutative effect on the muscle cells of the test subjects, enlarging their muscle mass considerably once left away from the substance for a number of days. Unfortunately, as soon as the muscle mass increases, the subjects seem to lose their intelligence and a sense of awareness and become unable to be reasoned with. Additionally, enough exposure will lead to serious and I see. Enough exposure to lead to serious and usable results across the whole body have proven fatal to the subject. Still, this substance clearly has a positive effect on strength and endurance. This could be a huge development. Indeed, after a few more days of testing, I believe this substance could be made into an exciting new range of products. For many decades now, we have been one of the prime sellers in the mechanical augmentation market, and finally, that is reaching the consumers as well as our standard military contracts. However, the public at large has been hesitant to adopt the cybernetics, not liking the existential questions of becoming more machine than normal. Also, there are still isolated cases of cybernetic rejection, requiring rejection treatment drugs that can leave the consumer paying a fortune. A fantastic situation for us, but one that has hampered cybernetic adoption and sales. If we could create a natural augmentation range, a mutation range perhaps, people could get the benefits of cybernetics without saying goodbye to their natural body parts. Unfortunately, the form we currently have of this evolutionary fluid is too strong and too pure to be used on living subjects. We have no survivals thus far. We need something more invasive, easier to spread and ingest. We need a virus. We need a chemist.
Yep.
That sounds like Zinzalin.
Yep, Zinzalin. Let's have a look at what he did then.
Okay, these are your research notes. And Merkava, you can read these.
Okay. Simple alchemy. I wouldn't care to call this sort of work chemistry. It does not deserve the name. Alas, I got to do work fighting a biological master on Malastare. It may have been my own sister, but still. We're attempting to outwit each other in biological warfare, and it was fun. This is child's play. Well, perhaps not child, but it reminds me of my mother out in the vineyard with the creature. Wait, hold on, what? But it reminds me of my mother out in the vineyard with the creature cuts and exotic chemicals concocting her next elixir for eternal life. There we go. Even the testing methods are similar. Mother would not force feed us her next fountain of youth. And these amateurs are feeding the shit to vagabonds and undesirables in cages. I wish not to spend much time here. The effects of this substance, when forged into a virus, an augmented evolutionary virus of sorts, have clearly positive effects on building muscle. The rapid effects are hard to deny, that is for sure. But even in AEV form, the long-term eroding of brain tissue makes the use of these substances highly suspect. I'll leave these people with the AEV, They can do with it what they wish.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, this is actually Zinzalin.
Yep, 100% Zinzalin. So, AEV.
I'm thinking we steal a barrel of this stuff and black market it. After all, I just got
Would it be
tap
more
into an
fun, though?
underground network.
Wouldn't it be more fun to, like, go to Coruscant and release this in the chamber of the Senate while a full Senate meeting was going on? To me, that would be more fun.
Okay, so 2 barrels.
No, we'll see.
You head back to the vault. You saw some barrels of green liquid.
That is true. Look,
Cedric,
we've got
they're
bigger
too heavy.
Yeah, I can't lift them.
So you find in the vault there are 2 barrels of green liquid that each weigh 4 encumbrance, but there is also an injector, a couple of syringes filled with it.
Ooh. This could be an interesting last-ditch effort.
You know, that muscle growth is so quick.
Yeah.
Well,
In that form, it doesn't have that much damage on brain tissue. It's just a long-term effect.
no, I'm thinking we should take this, and we could probably get some mileage out of, like, selling off portions of it to people to string them along and, you know, buy their loyalties if necessary. Because this is essentially a super soldier serum.
That is true, but...
Think of what a Mandalorian would pay for this. That would get us an audience with a Mandalorian general, certainly.
I like where you're thinking. Yeah, let's pick up this sort of stuff. So how many syringes were there, Puddy?
There are 2 syringes.
Well, I'm thinking we take 2 syringes for, like, a demo, and then I can carry a barrel with how little encumbrance I have right now.
Okay, you take a barrel, I'll take the syringes have no...
Don't mind any encumbrance now.
Yeah, I'll take the syringes, you take the barrel.
Okay. I take it the syringes don't have encumbrance.
That is correct, but the barrel
Okay.
has 4.
I'm basically at my limit.
Okay, let's investigate further. Shall we go downwards then? From here?
Yeah.
South here?
Yep.
You realize that this links to an elevator that probably goes up.
You want to just take the other elevator up? I don't feel like walking back around.
Is this an end of the corridor, Puddy?
It is not the end of the corridor.
Never mind.
Follow.
So in here, you notice a terminal and 4 filled tanks of Bacta. They're empty in terms of people, though. They're just filled with Bacta. There's nobody in them.
Okay. Hey, Murky, do you want to come up to this terminal?
Hacker man.
Well, you have the password already, so you can just get into some fun research notes. You seem to be dated the earliest out of everything you've seen so far.
Okay.
I'll do it. So we have received an interesting substance from the main labs in the capital, and it has fascinating qualities. Using gases, Zurka have been able to extract this oil from a plant found on the northern edge of Cyphar. We've been given barrels of this oil in an attempt to find a new healing aid liquid in the same vein as Colto. They're hoping with some modifications this oil can be as strong as Bacta, but more easily obtainable. Although more easily obtainable than Bacta, Colto still only has a single source. Could be shut off in times of conflict, such as the shortage caused in recent years due to the Mandalorian Wars. Colto has also been shown to be less effective than Bacta in all of the standard use case scenarios. This oil has been shown to bolster the bodily enzymes and other natural healing processes, but the testing has been limited, so we're hoping to expand it.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Well, I don't think there's much left for us to do on this level.
Yeah. I think mission complete. You want to get out of here? And wait, we don't really have a way to get out of here, do we?
You have a ship that's leaving from the capital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the Emperor did say that you've got a ship with a Mandalorian general on it.
Boom, bang, pow. Let's take the elevator.
Okay, you guys are unharassed on your way out of the Zurka compound, and you make your way back to the after a trudging journey in the rain, holding your new particular items. You realize that the Emperor tells you as you're on your way back to the capital that it is a public cruise ship that you're boarding, and the boarding area might not be too receptive to a man holding a giant barrel of green oil. But it's up to you whether you want to continue in the state that you're in.
Well, we could certainly dress it up a little, get it a carrying case or something to make it a little less conspicuous.
We could always see if we can talk to the guy, see if there's a way to smuggle it in the back door if we talk to him about a way to increase strength.
No, I mean, we could literally sell it as, hey, we're moving, medical substance here. Is that going to be okay on the ship?
Well, that's a cruise ship.
It's a cruise ship.
Yeah, but it's one that's going where we need to go. So or we could just say, yeah, we're on the ship to make a business deal while we're here. So
yeah, and see if it can be stored in very secure cargo.
Yeah, if we approach it like a legitimate business sort of opportunity.
It is a legitimate business opportunity. What are you talking about?
No, well, essentially. Actually, such a quick powwow. Do we want to ally ourselves with the Mandalorians?
Emperor, do we want to ally ourselves with the Mandalorians, or are they just going to get in our way?
Well, as someone who's allied with the Mandalorians recently, I can tell you they're not all they're cracked up to be. But, from what I can understand, and keep in mind that ever since the end of the war, I've been in your fucking body, so I haven't had as many research tools available to me. The Mandalorians are splintered right now. There are at least 4 or 5 different groups. There's the Order of the Mask, there's the pro-treaty Republicans, and then there's the anti-treaty Republicans, and then there's Death Watch, and then there's the original followers of Mandalore, and they're all just fucked up because they don't have the mask. And then the red right hand. Don't get me started on the red right hand.
What about the blue left hand?
I really should have taken away mouth privileges.
Anyway. So I'm thinking what we should do is we could sell this to the Mandalorian general. That this would be something that would let him rise to be Mandalore Ultimate.
That is a good idea.
It would be nothing of the sort without the mask. Trust me.
The mask?
The mask of Mandalore.
We've seen the mask. Have we seen the mask of Mandalore yet? We thought it was the mask given to Malak, didn't we?
If you think that, then you're free to think that.
Could be that one. Or it could be another one. Hey,
Either
Merkava,
way,
did we ever, do we know where that is?
I have no idea. We could certainly pitch this as something that would just, give him the power to take it by force.
Yep.
Like,
You underestimate the Red Right Hand and the shadiness of the Republic.
define shadiness.
The Republic are not above selling arms to pro-Republic Mandalorians.
Well,
So the Red Right Hand is pro-Republic for the Mandalorians?
No, I'm speaking of two different groups. The Red Right Hand do not need the Republic arms. They have our backing.
That makes sense. The whole red thing.
Yeah. Although, see, what I'm wondering if we might just be able to, give them half the barrel and say, here you go. This is a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. And then give the other half of the barrel to the other side. And then let them go at each other.
This Mandalorian general, where does his allegiance lie?
A good question. I do not have the answer. All I know is he is retired from the war. So, if I was likely, I would imagine he is still part of the followers of Mandalore. They still stay loyal to the original, even though he is dead, and are hoping for a new Mandalore to rise up. However, he could be anywhere. He could be an operative for the Red Right Hand heading to Corellia to murder someone. He could be a negotiator for the pro-treaty Mandalorians, heading to Corellia to negotiate the treaty. He could be a terrorist for the anti-treaty Mandalorians, heading to Corellia to cause trouble for the pro-treaty Mandalorians. He could well be an Order of the Mask follower. I don't know.
Would be good to see where he stands before this whole thing shakes out, if we're going to do this deal.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be giving it to someone who we don't necessarily want to have it. If he's down with the Red Right Hand, then might be an interesting offer.
Well, that's the thing. The ties between the Red Right Hand and the Republic are already, shady and sketchy, so they might be looking for, a super weapon. Or not necessarily opposed to gaining one, how about that? And we could use this as leverage to gain ties. Ties with powerful figures that can get us what we want when we need it.
The Red Right Hand is on our side, Merkava. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm saying, if we invest in that, it might go further beyond them.
Maybe. We'll see.
Worried, though. The Red Right Hand are involved with Utapau, and I feel that whole mess will become tricky. You may end up fighting them sooner rather than later.
What is happening on Utapau then? Something that we should be wary about?
Perhaps, but that is a discussion to have in due time. I plan to tell you about that on Dagobah.
Good. So we smuggle this on as secure medical supplies onto the cruise ship and ask them to keep it in their most safe location, then we should be able to put it in there. I can keep these on me in my backpack and see if there's a surgeon on board who can perform in-flight surgery. So I can get some fancy new limbs attached. And you can get your implant attached, Merkava. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, that works for me. I'm trying to think of like how best to apply this very finite resource. Because the thing is getting this outside of Zurka is going to piss off Czerka.
Oh yes, but Zurka does not have to know. Zurka doesn't know that we've taken it.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be a good idea to turn the full power back on. Should have probably done that.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, they have the passwords and everything anyway.
Yeah, they can do that. But anyway. What next? So it's up to the... Up to Corellia then. We can store this as medical supplies to get it through to Corellia. And then from there, we'll see what the Emperor wants us to do.
Yeah.
Well, if you're asking for my opinion about things, I think I would rather you smoothly and safely board that cruise ship. If it were up to me, I would have you dump that barrel in the middle of this desert. Clean yourselves up.
You know what?
We could always tell them where they're being made, where it's being made.
I feel like the people helping you board a cruise ship won't be too interested in a galactic conspiracy.
Yeah, probably not. So, here's what I'm thinking. Do data pads have, like, GPS marking capability, or, like, at least planetary level tracking?
Maybe not planetary, but definitely region-wide.
Oh, okay. So...
How far
Cedric,
is...
I'm thinking we
know...
bury this barrel, and we can send someone to come get it if we need.
That's very true.
Let's not lug it around. Let's just leave it somewhere safe.
Ah, yes. You two digging up buried treasure. Sorry, just thinking about old times.
Yes. Those were strange times. Remember when us two were both good guys? Are we the baddies? Oh god, I thought I cut out then.
So do you bury the barrel and put a datapad next to it? Is that your plan?
Oh, no, I was just going to mark down the location that we bury it.
Oh, I wouldn't say you have maps on there.
Oh, well, wait, can I just take, coordinates off this planet?
I'd probably say it's difficult for you to get coordinates here.
Just dump it. We can tell them the location of where the barrels were being produced.
Well, you talked about the GPS tracking. You could try, as long as you're in the region, you could track where a datapad is in this desert. That's why I thought you were just going to leave the datapad next to it.
Oh, yeah, then I'll just drop a datapad in the hole next to it. And
how many datapads do you have?
5.
Okay, make sure it's not got anything important on it. It's just got...
I'll completely wipe it, and even then, I'm going to have it only respond to pings from one of my other 4 datapads.
Make a daunting computer check.
I will flip Destiny on this.
You can do it, Murky.
What a bad roll.
I mean, you do what you think is necessary, and you think it's good.
Oh.
Okay, got it.
Do.
I'll dig the hole.
Just punch a hole into the earth.
Yeah, pretty
Crater
much.
fist.
I mean, you can definitely do that. That's fine. That is within your capabilities for sure.
No, I'm more like a dog, how it sort of digs in the ground. I'm basically doing that, and while Merkava's trying to fiddle with this, like dirt spraying just over his head. Pretty much. That's how I imagine it, at least. Put the barrel in, cover it up, and let's go off.
Yep.
Cool.
Although I do have weird legs swinging from my hips.
I mean,
So that's a bit odd. Merkava, do you want to? Can you take these two legs so I don't look that stupid? Do you have any way of like putting them in?
Yeah, I'll just carry them.
I mean, that looks pretty as stupid as the big on the hip. To be fair.
Do you not have a backpack or something that you can put them in?
Nope.
He has a utility belt too.
I'll just swing them on my hips then. My hips, my hip. Let's go. Let's go to that ship then.
Well, as you walk into the capital, you do get a few strange looks from people who are. Sorry, you get a few strange looks about the legs on your hip for sure, and you're also dirty and a little bloody. So you do pop by a bathhouse where you get bathed. Both of you remove 200 credits from your inventory, and you also pop by a more fancy, because you got some local civilian clothes, but the Emperor directs you to a very fancy, uptown kind of place where you can buy some more suitable clothes for a trip on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And you both subtract 1,000 credits from your inventory for that.
Okay.
Looking good, Cedric.
Is there anything else you want to do before you head to the ship, and how exactly do you want to head to the ship?
Cedric, restock on stim packs. We're
yes, that would be.
very low on that.
Yeah, that might. Is there like a place that sells impacts or Kotor sims?
The only medical shop you can find in this section of the city is the Zurka HQ, which seems to be on lockdown for some reason.
I have a feeling that we might have. That might be because of us.
Yeah, we should probably just get on the.
Yeah, we can find some in Coralia. It's a pretty big place for like stuff, and we'll find stuff there.
Yep.
So you start lining up amongst a colorful crew of people, a bunch of humans, a bunch of Sci-Fari for sure, a few Twi'leks, a few Bothans. There's a Bothan or two laying around. There's even a Doug. And you all start heading into the ship. Everyone gets checked a little bit. Cedric, you take a while at customs, as every time you go through the metal detector, it just sets it off crazy, and they're like, "What have you got?" And then you're like showing them the limbs and showing them.
When they say that, I just pull both my arms off and go, and my legs as well.
So I've got to take a while checking you. Merkava, they question you about those two legs, or I guess Cedric, they question you about the two legs. You still had them.
Dude, they're replacements. Like, I'm getting replacements.
Those are clearly medical grade, sir. Military grade, sir.
I'm a military man. I need military grade hardware.
And is that a Republic military man?
Yes, I am, good sir.
You fought in the Mandalorian Wars.
I fought in the Mandalorian.
Deception check for the first part with boost because of the second part.
Mem to flip Destiny, Merkava, because you did it on.
Yeah, my bad.
What was it? Average.
Average, and you get a boost because you said the fought in the Mandalorian Wars thing. Alright, he says, "Alright, sir, I believe you, but I hope you don't mind if I run your name through the military registrar there. What was it?
Cedric Carlemagne.
He begins typing on the register. Do you do anything?
No, I look at him, sort of, kind of smugly.
Sir, it says you're wanted.
What do you mean wanted? Wanted for important mission, clearly.
He looks at a little bit of the information and then looks back at you, and looks at the information and then looks back at you, sighs, and says, "I don't get paid enough for this," and just lets you on the ship.
See, wanted for an important mission on Corellia. Seriously, come on. I say in my head to the Emperor, you know, like, that's like, was there ever any mention of me being wanted anywhere before? That didn't seem right.
No. It must be...
That's an interesting development.
I don't think that Kasari girl would have done anything either. I imagine it has something to do with the military you fucked with on Naboo.
Probably.
Merkava, you take less time going through customs because you don't have any... I mean, you do have a few... Actually, yeah, no, you cause one ring on the metal detector because your leg is metal. And they, you go through that, you clear up the misunderstandings. And then they ask you about the lightsaber.
Oh. Well. It's my lightsaber. What do you want?
Civilians aren't meant to carry such powerful weapons aboard the ship, sir.
Well, you could say I'm a little bit above civilian.
Uh-huh. We have a storage for your lightsaber. If you just want to give it to us, we can let you aboard. No hassle, no problems.
It'll be returned to me unmolested, right?
As unmolested as my inferiors are wont to do.
Alright. I'll know if you messed with it, or if anyone did.
Okay, he takes it off you and puts it in a small box, and it goes like through the kind of like airport conveyor belt thing. And you both board the ship, and I think we'll continue because we haven't gone for too long yet, right? We've gone for an hour and...
We've gone for almost 2 hours, 15 minutes.
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 2 hours, 15 minutes, that's right. So we got a little bit more time. So yeah, let me just grab some. You board the SS Daedalus. It is a large cruise ship that has a number of different rooms. You guys are assigned a room each. It's got one bed. It's got a very small amount of Scotch whiskey in it, and some coffee, some tea, and a mini fridge that you're told if you eat anything out of, you will pay for later. But everything else in the room is free and complimentary with the cruise. Please enjoy your trip to Corellia.
Ooh, what's that mini fridge look like?
There's a lot of meat in it, but also some weird, like, the type of plants you'd imagine insects eat. It's like these long, kind of, celery almost.
I gotta have a quick
I will
search
try
around.
one of everything.
Oh god!
Okay, if you'd like to pay for it now, you're going to be paying about 8,000 credits for everything you eat.
Holy!
But it's a nice palate cleanser. It's got a lot of taste to it.
Yeah, I'll drop $8,000 on this. I want to enjoy something.
Yeah. It de-stresses you a lot, for sure. You can recover all your strain already without even sleeping.
Oh, I didn't even have strain, so I must feel great.
I'm gonna have a look around just to double check there's no like bugs or anything in our rooms.
Well, you have separate rooms.
Yeah, so I'm gonna check
but
my room and pretty much
why don't you
ignore
make an
Merkava.
easy perception check?
God.
Well, you find a lot of when you decide to leave your room and start wandering the corridor, where you find a lot of safari. So there are definitely a lot of bugs around.
I quickly run into Merkava's room, like knock open the door, close the door.
You want some snacks, Cedric?
They're eating like the entire mini fridge.
I look at him, super confused, then say, and whispering, "There's a lot of bugs outside. Be careful what you say."
Yeah, it's almost like we're on their home planet right now.
Oh,
Why? Wait, Cedric, are you racist?
not most of the time.
Only
Like-
when it's bugs and blacks.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Well, anyway, you're welcome to try some of the stuff I made. It's all delicious.
Nah, I might try some later. Still
I
out of
paid
your
for
fridge,
it.
so you pay for it.
Okay. I've already paid for the whole fridge, so
I pick up one of the like celery, like really thin celery sticks. Look at it, sort of at arm's length, like a kid who doesn't know what something is,
Yeah.
and take a tiny bite.
It's actually really nice. It's really flavorful. It's sweet.
Holy shit, that's actually quite nice. And then I
Yeah,
just
I
start
know, right?
chopping away.
like everything here is delicious. You really think they'd store the equivalent of broccoli on a cruise ship? No.
To
no,
be
no,
fair.
this-
To be fair, potentially.
Dude, how disappointed if when you got on a cruise and you went to the mini fridge,
Fridge, and
there
it was
nothing
only
but
broccoli. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, this seems pretty nice.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've had such enjoyable food. I can't wait to see what like full-blown meals are like here.
Puddy, do we know how long the trip would take to get us there?
About 2 days.
About 2 days. Okay.
Most
So
of it's in hyperspace.
yeah. So if we
I wonder if
use,
we'll see any whales.
dude, I know we saw those things on like the second time we went into hyperspace, but like they're supposed to be really rare.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sure, why not?
I hope we see them.
So yeah, let's go and have a look. I want to do a bit of work on my lightsaber and meditating on it for a bit. Seems a bit different than the last time I used it, so I want to see what's up with the poor thing. But then tomorrow, do you want to see if we can find this general and see what he's up about? Turkey.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Sure.
Unless it goes obscenely long, I'm going to say that we'll probably end the session when you get off the ship. Does that sound alright with you guys?
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do you... what do you guys decide to do?
So I'm gonna go and start meditating on my lightsaber to modify the crystal.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to do that on screen or off.
Oh, we can do that off screen. That's probably a good idea.
Yep.
I'm gonna go hunt down some more food.
Okay, why don't you make an average perception check?
That's a triumph.
Do you think the best idea, considering what you just ate, for more food, is to go into other people's room and eat their mini fridge? Because then they have to pay for it.
I'll go
So
to Cedric's room.
you do that first. Cedric deduct 8,000 credits. So
Oh my god, man.
Then, but you're not satisfied with that, so you go to the room next to Cedric's, steal their mini fridge. It's delicious, and then you go into the room next to that. And as soon as you open the door, something's wrong. You smell something maybe metal in the air, and then you realize that the floor, the carpets in the other rooms have been white. This one's more of like a maroon or maybe a red. It's hard to really tell.
It looks like blood.
You then realize laying on the bed is a corpse, is a human corpse.
Oh, it is blood. That be blood.
It's murder mystery time, boys!
What does the corpse look like?
It's a female human, probably in her mid-30s.
Hmm.
The
What's
blood
the mini
is
fridge
fresh.
look like?
The mini fridge is full, and you can eat it.
I'll put that in my bag, or I'll strap all of that to my utility belt, and
She's very well dressed. She has a suit on.
How fresh does this look?
Why
Is
don't
the
you-
body still warm?
Why don't you make a average medicine check? You can determine through the warmth of the body and the freshness of the blood that she has been killed since you took off, about an hour and a half ago. There's something strange with the wounds as you were examining them. She's been cut open in the abdomen area, and there's something strange about the wounds. But without another check, you couldn't quite tell.
Does it look like... I wonder if she's a body packer. Does it look like these are reopened wounds? Is there any signs of previous trauma?
Let me make a hard medicine check to see if you can figure out what's going on.
Nice.
You're able to tell that these are not reopened wounds. These are new wounds, and you could definitely tell that they were made by a lightsaber and made by somebody who is very proficient in its use.
Okay. Fast walking while eating, I'll go back to Cedric and interrupt him out of his meditation.
Oh my god, dude. Seriously, this
Okay.
better be good.
Okay, well, first of all...
I was
have
just
a
getting
Snickers.
into
You're
my
not
cheese.
yourself right now.
He hands you a celery from the dead woman's mini fridge.
I eat it.
Follow
Feeling much better now.
up.
What's the problem?
I'll gesture into the room.
That's another person's room.
Go in.
Ah.
I sort of poke my head in and go,
Cedric, believing he's about to have an orgy, walks into a room and notices a dead body.
did you do this?
No, this was not me. Although the fridge rating was me.
Well.
Oh shit, that's a motive. You killed her for her fridge, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yes, but if you look at the time that I purchased the items from the mini fridge, the timescale doesn't match up.
It'd be a good alibi if that is indeed how the system registers it.
I've played Phoenix Wright, Putty. I know that timestamps are everything.
Objection! If you look at the timestamp, it's fake! I just need to use my magic Magatama to break you down.
Yep.
Like, I know you're better at looking at shit than I am. What
These
killed
are
her?
lightsaber wounds. Very, very proficient strikes, too. Deadly precision. We're going to run into problems here if we end up entangled in this. So I'm thinking, what do you think? Course of action should be report this. And,
No.
wait, so we're just supposed to hide a body? Well, actually, you know what?
Leave it.
I'm thinking out of curiosity, I'm gonna bug the room. Thank God for mental tools.
Okay.
Because you know that whole always
Make it
return
out
to
of
the
a light, out of a lampshade. Make a bug out of a lampshade.
If you leave
out
your
of
data,
like.
if you leave your data pad in here, you're able to successfully do that.
All right, I'll wipe anything off this data pad.
Yeah, make sure it's all transferred to the other ones.
Yep. And let's see, where should I hide this? Oh, in the body.
No, not in the body. Like hide it in, like behind the sofa.
Actually, is there like a drawer that I can put it behind?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll put it behind that.
Okay.
So I'll keep it nice and tucked away.
Okay. So let's leave this and go back to my room so we don't get caught standing over a dead body. Well, I still have my lightsaber on me. Because that would be seriously incriminating. That's actually a good point. I probably don't want to have my lightsaber out for a lot of this shit.
Yeah, we might want to find
unless you're on like guard duty outside and we have some sort of communication.
All right. So, I will do my best to leave this place as found, except for the food.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you make an easy stealth check then? Alright, you think you've left it exactly as you found it. Those food wrappers were there when you got here.
Okay.
Come on then.
Whatever. Alright, yeah, let's pull on out of here. I'll check up on that thing remotely to see if we find anything out.
So, could you tell when she was killed?
About an hour and a half ago.
Before or after
Definitely.
we boarded?
You didn't find out that it was an hour and a half ago, you just know that it was after we boarded, which was an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, so sometime within probably the last hour.
So while we've been flying?
Yeah.
Alright.
Which is weird because we didn't hear anything.
Well, I was meditating, so...
At this point, you get a knock on your door.
I quickly make sure my lightsaber is inside my backpack, so it's hidden away.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you make an easy stealth check?
That's
First
great.
piloting, now this.
So he opens. So do you open the door?
Yeah.
It's you, Cedric, who opens the door?
No, I'll open the door since it's my room.
Okay. It's one of the crew, and they say, "I have some some worrying news for you, Mr. Carrar. Your lightsaber is missing. Listen, it's not that big of a ship. We assure you we are doing everything we can to find it before we land. And if there's any thievery involved, we will make sure that the Corellia authorities are alerted immediately. We are so sorry. We're actually moving all of our high-value weapons into a very safe storage area now. And I didn't know you kept your lightsaber. If you wouldn't mind, would you mind if we take that to the safe? Trust me, there's no chance of anyone getting into the safe. And it'd probably be safer there than maybe even if the thief is still wandering around than with you.
Tell you what. I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna help you guys find my lightsaber. Because Lord knows,
excellent.
if you've already lost it, probably won't be able to find it. So, who can I talk to start getting information?
Well, if you head down to storage and talk to the guy down there, he's in charge of it. Mr. Carlman, would you like me to take your lightsaber to the safe?
Well, here's the thing. If someone's stolen that lightsaber, and if it's stolen rather than just lost, per se...
We can't think of any reason why we would have lost it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, what happens when we find that person? We're going to need somebody who's at least going to be able to combat that. Because if they start swinging a lightsaber around, that could get really dangerous. If they don't know how to use it, B, if they do, then we've got to have someone who can stop it. So if you don't mind, I'll keep hold of mine, and that will stop whoever's stolen it, if we can keep them on the ship, from potentially killing anyone or doing serious damage to the ship itself.
Make an average negotiation check. We actually have protocols, and trust me, with the amount of interesting characters we've had on this liner over the years, we've learned to be careful with lightsabers. If they don't know how to use it, then they'll be very easy to deal with. And if they do, then we can always return your lightsaber to you at the time. The safe is very easy to access for our captain, and only our captain. It'll be a lot safer there. And if the thief manages to steal yours, then it could be even more disastrous, right? If they know how to use it.
Yeah, true. And I'll hand my lightsaber over.
Okay. Right, sorry Cedric. Again, Mr. Carrara. We are...
Cedric, we're going to go meet with the storage guy now.
Yeah, let's go.
After all, neither of us are truly unarmed.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. In the little bit of free time you've had, the Emperor has started guiding you, Cedric, through ancient techniques, and has tilted you towards Force Power Misdirect. You'll gain a 5 XP discount for purchasing the basic power.
Cool. Alright, so do you want to call it here? And we'll open with interrogating the storage captain.
Well, you sound like you want to, Cedric. You wanna call it then?
Yeah, I think this is a perfect place to stop it. It's right in a mystery zone. It's a flaming murder mystery!
Well, our Jedi turned Sith are without their lightsabers, and someone's been murdered by a lightsaber. Will they find out who the murderer is? Will they find the Mandalorian captain? Will they find out what's going on? Will they ever get their lightsabers back? Will Cedric learn Force Power Misdirect? We'll find this all out and more next time on Dunes of Utapau.
See you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Bye.